Hello, everyone. I am so glad to be with you again today on another exciting journey of discovery. Have you ever wondered that the fruits we see every day are not only about flavor, but also carry their own unique stories? What is fascinating is that in many countries around the world, the way people harvest fruit has very different characteristics. In the United States, for example, during each season, farmers can have massive harvests across fields stretching hundreds of hectares, which is about hundreds of acres. They use modern machines that shake the trees so the fruits fall onto nets or conveyor belts, and then they are quickly sorted and transported everywhere. The whole process is both fast and efficient, creating enormous harvest numbers in just a few hours. And if we take a step back, we will see that every fruit, whether from a small countryside field at home or from vast American farms, carries with it a special journey. Some are tied to simple family meals. Some symbolize patience. Some bring back sweet childhood memories, and some feel as pure and fresh as morning dew from the mountains. In today's video, we will explore together to see that fruits are not just a source of nutrition, but also a reflection of culture, nature, and even valuable life lessons. In the United States, cucumbers are usually grown in states with warm climates such as Michigan, Florida, and California. Farmers prepare the soil by plowing it thoroughly, then they plant the seeds on raised beds, which allow for better drainage. The cucumbers are planted in straight rows with automated irrigation systems. Many farms even use seed sowing machines to save time. During their growth, cucumbers require a lot of water and sunlight. That is why drip and mist irrigation systems are installed across the fields. Farmers often use nets or trellises for the vines to climb, which helps the cucumbers grow straight and look appealing. In particular, they control pests with both biological and chemical methods to ensure that the cucumbers meet high-quality standards. After only about 50 to 70 days, the plants are ready for harvest. What is impressive in the United States is the modern harvesting process. Instead of picking by hand, many farms use specialized harvesting machines. The machines move along the rows, and their mechanical arms gently separate the cucumbers from the plants and place them onto conveyor belts. From there, the cucumbers are transported to processing facilities, where they are washed and sorted by size. The smaller ones are used for pickling, while the larger ones are sold fresh or processed further. Thanks to this technology, dozens of tons of cucumbers, which is about dozens of metric tons, can be harvested in just a few hours. When they reach the processing plant, the fresh cucumbers go through a cleaning line and are then placed into giant pickling tanks. The brine is prepared with a standard recipe, often including vinegar, garlic, dill, and sometimes mustard seeds or chili peppers to create a signature flavor. The pickling process can last from several days to a few weeks, depending on whether the cucumbers are meant to be crunchy pickles or mildly sour ones. Once they reach the desired taste, the pickled cucumbers are packed into glass jars or tin cans, sterilized, and finally delivered to the market. So, from vast farmlands to modern production lines, Cucumbers go through a long journey before becoming a familiar dish on the dining tables of millions of families. Every jar of pickles not only holds a unique flavor, but also represents the hard work of farmers and the advances of modern food technology. The United States is one of the largest sugarcane producers in the world. Every year, its sugarcane production reaches tens of millions of tons, which is about tens of millions of metric tons, mainly concentrated in hot and humid states such as Florida, Louisiana, Texas, and Hawaii. Among them, Florida accounts for nearly half of the country's total sugarcane output. Farmers usually grow sugarcane from cuttings, which are short sections of cane stalks placed into well-prepared furrows. The sugarcane plants can grow from 6 to 13 feet tall, which is about 2 to 4 meters, thriving best in fertile soils and under abundant sunlight. Throughout the growing season, the crops are nurtured with advanced irrigation systems, particularly sprinkler irrigation and drip irrigation to conserve water. In addition, farmers regularly fertilize the fields and control pests to ensure high-quality yields. After about 12 to 18 months, the sugarcane is ready for harvest. In the United States, both manual and mechanized methods are used. On vast plantations, large harvesters are commonly employed. These giant machines cut the cane at the base, strip the leaves, chop the stalks into segments, and load them directly onto trucks for transport to the mills. Thanks to mechanization, hundreds of hectares, which is about hundreds of acres, of sugarcane can be harvested in a short time, significantly reducing costs and labor. Once delivered to the processing facilities, the sugarcane stalks go through a crushing process to extract the juice. The leftover fibrous material, known as bagasse, is not wasted but is reused as biomass fuel, paper material, or livestock feed. The extracted juice is then filtered, clarified, and boiled until it crystallizes into raw sugar. From there, raw sugar can be further refined into white sugar, brown sugar, molasses, and many other products. Sugarcane also serves as a raw material for producing ethanol, a type of biofuel widely used in the American energy industry. This means sugarcane plays a role not only in the food sector, but also contributes significantly to renewable energy. The journey of sugarcane, from the fields to becoming sugar or even fuel, clearly shows the combination of farmers' hard work and modern production technology. This is why the sugarcane industry in the United States continues to hold an important role in both agriculture and the national economy. Persimmons are widely grown in countries with temperate climates, especially Japan, South Korea, and some regions of the United States. Persimmon trees are often planted on hillsides or in well-drained areas with plenty of sunlight. Farmers usually choose the astringent variety, the kind that tastes puckery when eaten fresh but is perfect for making dried persimmons, also known as wind-dried persimmons. During cultivation, the trees need to be pruned regularly to improve airflow, reduce pests, and allow the tree to concentrate nutrients into the fruit. The soil is enriched with a mix of organic and mineral fertilizers to ensure strong growth. Persimmon trees usually begin to produce harvests after about 3 to 4 years. and each tree can yield hundreds of fruits in a single season. At harvest time, farmers select fruits that are moderately ripe, with a bright orange-yellow color, smooth and firm skin, but not too soft. A unique detail is that persimmons are carefully cut with a T-shaped stem attached, making them easier to hang. After harvesting, the fruits are peeled either by hand with a small knife or with a peeling machine, while keeping the stems intact. The next step is drying. The persimmons are either strung together in chains or hung individually with strong cords, then left to air dry in natural conditions, where there is gentle wind and mild sunlight. Throughout the drying period, farmers regularly check the fruits and gently massage them by hand. This helps the natural sugars spread evenly, giving the persimmons their chewy texture and sweet flavor. The process lasts from 3 to 6 weeks, depending on the climate. The result is dried persimmons covered with a natural white powder on the surface. These are sugar crystals that form during the wind-drying process. From wind-dried persimmons, people create many unique products. Besides being eaten directly as a premium dried fruit, persimmons are also used to make cakes, candies, jams, or as ingredients in traditional desserts. In Japan, wind-dried persimmons are sometimes brewed into tea, used as filling for wagashi, or simply given as an elegant gift during holidays and New Year celebrations. The journey from cultivation to becoming chewy, sweet, wind-dried persimmons requires not only technical skill, but also great patience and meticulous care from the farmers. That is why wind-dried persimmons are considered one of the most refined and treasured handmade dried fruits in the world. Pears are a temperate fruit, widely cultivated in many countries such as the United States, China, and across Europe. In the United States, states like Oregon, Washington, and California are the largest pear-growing regions thanks to their cool climates, fertile soil, and clear differences between daytime and nighttime temperatures. These conditions are ideal for pears to develop their sweet, refreshing flavor and juicy texture. Farmers usually plant pears using grafted trees, which help maintain good quality varieties and allow the trees to bear fruit earlier. Pear trees require plenty of sunlight and well-drained soil, so orchards are often established on hillsides or elevated plains. During cultivation, the trees are pruned regularly to keep the canopy open, ensuring that the fruits receive even sunlight and reducing pests. In addition, modern drip irrigation systems are applied to provide enough water without causing root rot. After about 3 to 4 years, pear trees begin to produce harvests. The timing of picking is crucial because pears usually do not ripen fully on the tree. Farmers harvest the fruits when they have reached full size, with firm, smooth skin and a light greenish-yellow color. Harvesting requires great care. Each pear is picked by hand, gently twisted to detach it from the branch without bruising the skin. On larger farms, ladders and specialized platforms are often used to reach fruits on higher branches. After harvest, pears are carefully placed into bins lined with soft material to prevent scratches. They are immediately moved into cold storage, which is an essential step that allows pears to ripen gradually while keeping their crispness and sweetness. Thanks to advanced preservation technology, pears can be exported to many countries around the world while still maintaining their fresh flavor. As for their benefits, pears are not only a refreshing fruit, but also highly nutritious. They contain a high amount of water, dietary fiber, vitamin C, and antioxidants. Eating pears regularly supports digestion, boosts the immune system, cools the body, and promotes heart health. In addition, pears are considered beneficial for the lungs and are often recommended in healthy diets, especially for people who cough frequently or have respiratory issues. The journey of pears, from planting to harvesting, storage, and finally reaching consumers, represents the combination of modern agricultural techniques with the careful, skillful work of farmers. That is why pears are not only a popular fruit, but also a valuable source of nutrition for human health. Cherries are a famous fruit in countries with temperate climates such as the United States, Canada, and across Europe. In the United States, states like Washington, Oregon, California, and Michigan are the largest cherry-producing regions. The cool climate, with winters cold enough for trees to flower and set fruit, and dry summers that allow the cherries to ripen evenly with a rich sweetness, provide ideal conditions. Cherry trees are mainly planted using grafted rootstocks to ensure good varieties and early fruiting. They require nutrient-rich, well-drained soil and plenty of sunlight. Farmers usually plant cherry trees in neat rows, spacing each tree a certain distance apart to keep the canopy open. During cultivation, annual pruning is essential for balanced growth and to allow the fruits to receive even sunlight. Modern irrigation systems, such as drip and mist irrigation, are applied to keep the soil moist, which is especially important during flowering and fruit development. Farmers also pay close attention to pest control, since cherries have thin skins and are highly sensitive to weather and insects. When harvest season arrives, cherries are picked almost entirely by hand. The reason is that cherries are delicate, with short stems, and they bruise easily if harvested by machine. Farmers usually pick clusters by hand, keeping the stems intact so the fruit stays fresh longer. Sometimes, specialized ladders are used to reach higher branches, and every step must be extremely gentle. After being picked, cherries are placed directly into small padded containers to prevent damage, then quickly transported to cold storage. A distinctive step is rapid cooling right after harvest, which helps preserve the cherry's crisp texture. From there, the fruits can be distributed directly to supermarkets or processed into products such as cherry juice, cherry wine, jams, pastries, and candies. Some regions are also famous for producing dried cherries, a type of fruit snack that is popular in the confectionery industry. In terms of nutrition, cherries are rich in vitamin C, fiber, and powerful antioxidants. Eating cherries regularly helps boost the immune system, improve sleep thanks to their natural melatonin content, reduce inflammation, and support heart health. In addition, cherries have been studied for their benefits in people with arthritis or gout, thanks to their ability to lower uric acid levels in the blood. Because of the meticulous care in harvesting and preservation, cherries are considered one of the premium fruits. They are not only delicious and nutritious, but also bring significant economic value to growers. Through this video, we have explored how some familiar fruits are planted, cared for, harvested, and processed. Each type has its own journey, from cultivation and orchard management to harvesting and storage, contributing to products with high economic value and offering important nutritional benefits for human health. Understanding these processes not only gives us more practical knowledge, but also highlights the differences in agricultural production across various countries. I hope this video has provided you with useful information that you can apply to your studies, your work, or your everyday life. Do not forget to follow the channel to continue discovering more valuable insights about agriculture, nutrition, and life.